I guess what it was like there, like how my cookum can't really explain her stories and what it's like, and you know, certain topics in there.
Yeah.
It's a banger for sure. It's a real deep.
You think
song.
we could show the public a little clip of the song?
Yeah, let me call Augie real quick.
Yo, welcome back, man. And that was a clip from Holy Ghost, Augie Stacks featuring Toosick. Hope y'all mess with that. That's going to be released soon, man. Can you speak on like when that's going to be released? Or is that kind of like, you know, up in the air? It's going to come out when it comes out?
Yeah, I'm heading up to Edmonton actually this weekend to shoot a video for it.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Is Augie Stacks from Edmonton?
Yeah, he's from Horse Lake, Alberta. So it's just north of Edmonton, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'm heading up to Edmonton, then we're going to actually head up to the reserve and shoot the video out there.
Dude, that's going to be sick.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, what's the vibe behind the video? Can you speak on that?
Nah, not yet.
That's a surprise? Yeah, I got you. All right, bro. So like, you're deep in the music. You're an artist, but maybe someone doesn't know this. Maybe they do. You're also an audio engineer.
Yeah.
Finished top of your class. How's that been, man? How's that been going? Like, have you worked with artists in the city? Are you just an online mixing and mastering? Like, what's going on with your audio engineering right now?
Yeah, right now I'm kind of just taking a step back a little bit. I'm kind of just chilling, allowing myself to be an artist right now.
Okay.
That's something I wasn't doing before.
Yeah.
Kind of more invested in other people. But yeah, as of right now, I'm just chilling out, relaxing. I got a couple people here I work with here and there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, just doing my own stuff right now.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
How did the connection come about working with Sick People from Toronto? Like, I know you engineered a song from his, OnlyFans?
Yeah. Well, I did a track with Roni, right, back in the day. And I guess actually I did a track with Roni down at the beach. You know, we came out, we shot a cool video there.
Yeah.
And then he ended up coming through to the studio at the beach. He booked as an artist.
Oh, that's dope.
Like, yeah, they just heard about the studio when he was in town. Roni was like, oh yeah, I hit this studio, you know, as an engineer there. So I ended up just linking up with them, recorded a couple tracks with him. We did Dead Man, and I can't remember the other name of the one right now.
Dimwit?
No, these are singles that he did.
Oh, okay.
They were like his singles, you know what I mean? Like I was just recording them. And then anytime he had ever passed through the city, he was just like, yo, you available? Like I'm kind of just coming through for a day or two.
That's dope.
And yeah, we just maintained the relationship, and then yeah, that's what it was. There was a while there where we were kicking it for a bit, right? So.
That's dope. Is there any other artists like with that type of status that you've worked with that you can speak on?
Off the top of my head, like I'd have to think about it, but I've been working with a lot of people.
You be working with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, was audio engineering taking up a lot of your time? Is that why you had to kind of step back and be like, okay, I'm gonna put this on hold for a bit? Are you still engineering a little bit here and there? Like, what's going on?
Well, yeah, that's how I was paying my bills, right? Like
Facts.
Recording after I got out of school, that's all I really had, right? So I was recording everybody, paying my bills, and then just being an artist started paying my bills, getting booked here and there, doing things like that, speaking at events, becoming a keynote speaker, motivational speaker, things like that really helped, right?
Okay.
And yeah, just opened a lot of doors, was able to step back a little bit.
How long you been a motivational speaker for?
Well, I don't know. I don't label myself a motivational speaker, you know what I mean? But I just really tell my story, like, about what I've endured and things like that. But I've been doing that for like this whole year.
Okay.
Realistically, yeah, just going out and speaking my story.
That's cool. Is there anywhere that people can catch coming up, like your story, where they can come maybe like meet you face to face or something?
Well, I do a lot of online things, like Zoom meetings, things like that. I did another interview with Kurt Young. They have a men's podcast coming out as well. Nice. So I've done a few podcasts. You'll probably see some interviews coming out soon. It's cool. I'm getting the opportunity to do more of this as well.
Yeah, that is cool, man. That is cool. And it's cool that you're kind of like, you know, showing your face, because that's all about being an artist. Sorry. It's like really being in front of the cameras, telling your story and allowing the mass kind of to relate with you, right?
Yeah. Actually, I guess November 19th and 20th, I'm hosting an event downtown at the district at Beltline. So that's November 19th, 20th, 2020.
That's dope.
Yeah, and down there we're doing a lot for. So I've linked up with Bear Clan Patrol. We're doing a like clothing drive.
Oh, nice.
To help homeless people out with that. And then we're doing like a hip hop showcase, fashion show. It's all indigenous art and everything like that. But I'm also doing a youth like opportunity speech beforehand.
Oh,
so I have
nice.
like entrepreneurs coming out and speaking. I'm going to speak as well.
Cool.
But we have some youth organizations from the indigenous community coming out to listen to what like artists and things like that have to say to the youth. Yeah.
And that's November 19th and 20th?
Yeah.
And that's in the district in Beltline.
Yeah, downtown.
And like, where can you get tickets for that? Is it like at the door?
It's a free event.
Oh, it's a free event.
Yeah, free event, family event. So yeah,
that's
come check it
awesome.
out. Yeah.
So like, if anybody wants to donate clothes, they can like bring their clothes there too.
Yeah, just bring a sweater. It'd be old stuff, whatever. Clean it, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Bring new
Go
stuff.
wash it, you dirty freaks.
New stuff is like in demand, and like we're asking if you have new stuff, bring something. Even just like one sweater helps somebody stay a little bit warmer, right, for the winter. And
Is it just strictly clothes, or can they bring toys? Or
clothes, food, whatever, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a big thing. We're primarily clothes, like so we're looking for like socks, underwear, like the essentials, and then jackets, sweaters, anything like that.
Cool, man. That's really good to know. So everybody check that out. November 19th, November 20th. Man, be in tune. So with your music, bro, you got lots of songs, racked up numbers, you know, you're doing views, you got music videos. What can you say went behind, like, what was the concept behind For Real, For Real?
That, I guess, was just like, I had some shit I had to say, I guess, on that. And, yeah, I guess I just, like, I was going through some shit. Like, I just got back from, you know, catching a case, I guess, right? And I had a couple things I had to say on some tracks before. Like, I knew I was switching over, right? Like, I knew I was, like, making a different
transition
in my music, right? And what I wanted to speak about. But those last, like, few tracks that I had was kind of just like, let me just say my shit just because, right? And so that was the real influence behind all of that. Yeah, it was just kind of get that shit off my chest. Yeah.
Man, what goes into creating, like, what do you think goes into creating an album that can withhold the time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's something that has to be able to adapt with the time. So as of lately, like, I've cut back. Like, no one's really seen it yet, but I've got a lot of vaulted stuff that's like I'm not really using as much auto-tune anymore, or things like that, right? And I think the biggest thing with that is that, like, the music is a big cycle. Like, the 90s, you're always going to find that stuff will cycle again. Like, just certain sounds will always, like, you know, it'll come and
return,
go. Yeah, and the biggest thing with hip-hop music, I think, is just being lyrical. Being able to actually say things that, like, either make a difference, mean something, or inspire, or just sound dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
You gotta be able to rap. Rap will always make its way back around. You know what I mean? And when I first started, everybody was on this, like, SoundCloud wave, and everybody wanted to use as much auto-tune. And so I got sucked into that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a victim of that. I'm responsible for that too. I might be responsible for a couple artists out here that might, you know what I mean? But
you think auto-tune is dying?
I don't think it'll ever die. Like I said, it's gonna revolve around. There's always gonna be people that listen to it. And like even now, I'm listening to some of the music, and I'm like, I would never go in the studio. Maybe a year, 2 years ago, I'd be like all over it. But now I'm like, like, you know what I mean? So, but I think the biggest thing is that lyricism will always be a part of rap music.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you don't have lyricism in music, like,
that's the backbone of rap, right?
Exactly.
Poetry and rhythm. So you have to say some in your music.
Yeah, so I think it's important. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like, I'm done using autotune and things like that. I still have my jams, and I love it. It's a dope thing. T-Pain, like, big inspiration with that. Like, even just being behind the mic, it creates different, like, creative pathways and things like that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so it's cool to use and things like that. I have certain beats where I'm like, this needs autotune, and I want to do this, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But now I think just being able to speak more is what's important to me. Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Can you highlight any songs that you've kind of had features on that you kind of want to highlight right now? Like, I mean, like, who have you worked with that you want to highlight in the city or not in the city, just anyone?
Cloud, big inspiration. Shout out Cloudy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my dog for sure. I actually probably got about an album's worth of music with him right now.
With him alone, eh?
Yeah, like we spend time together. I got a lot of tracks and stuff, just unreleased stuff that might not make it out, stuff that, you know what I mean? So I got a couple things that will definitely come out.
So what was the vibe behind Hooligans? Because that one made it out, got, 10,000 views on it already. Music videos fire. Like, how'd the vibe come for that?
That was actually, I was in the beach. That's when I was mobbing out in the studios all the time. I always had bare people, and we just, Andir, that was an Andir beat. I heard it on YouTube. I was like, oh, cool. bought the beat right away because I wrote the hook.
Yeah.
That was one of the first tracks where I was like, kind of kicking back from the auto-tune a little bit.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, I want to rap a little bit more. You know what I mean? So that was just the vibe on that. And then, yeah, it just clicked right away. We were in the studio when we wrote it together, like the whole track, right? So
that's dope.
Came together pretty quick.
That's dope, man. So are we expecting anything new with Cloud and you, or that was just a one and done? You're gonna keep everything else in the vault?
Nah, we're ops now. I'm just kidding. Nah, yeah, no, we got some dope stuff coming out right now. I mean, he's kind of just figuring out his situation too. Life, you know, life always hits.
Life gets ahead of you sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. You know, just always pray for your dogs and look out for each other, you know?
Yeah, bless up everybody, man.
You know, he's kind of just figuring out his music thing and what he wants to do with it too.
Yeah, shout out Cloud.
So I know he's kind of just step back a little bit right now, kind of taking a break from it. But we have a lot of stuff that, you know, we got a lot of plans and stuff like that. Just life keeps hitting both of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, bro. So how did the connection come about with you and Snotty Nose Rez Kids? Yeah, man. They're dope, man. How'd that connection come about?
They're dope, yo. I was actually walking downtown Vancouver one day. I was out there on the West Coast for a bit in 2020.
Nice.
And I ran into Young Trabs we were on Granville. I was just partying and this guy's walking down the street. I'm like, yo, what up? Yo, you're Tribes, right? And he was like, yeah. And we ended up just kicking it, you know, went down, sat down, had some wings, had a beer, you know, we partied for the night, and he was just like, you're dope. I was like, you guys are, like, obviously they were doing their thing, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then I ended up doing audio for an artist named Turbo.
Oh, okay.
Who was signed at Internet Money back in 2021.
Yeah.
That was 2021. So he was doing a Stampede.
Turbo, sorry, man. Is it Turbo the same Turbo that was on America's Got Talent?
I don't know if he was on America's Talent, was he?
There was a dope ass rapper named Turbo, and then I know he went on to do something, but you know, so maybe he got picked up by Internet Money. But I
don't know if it's the same guy.
Okay,
but this guy's from here.
Oh, he's from Calgary.
Yeah, he's a Calgary artist.
Okay, he didn't go to America.
One of the most talented artists that I've ever, like, you know what I mean? He just came out of nowhere. I'd never heard from him before. And then when I heard some of his music, I was like, wow, he's a Calgary-based kid, super dope, country hip hop artist, like
a Lil Nas X type thing.
Yeah, but he's super dope. But he asked me to do audio for his live set that he had at the Stampede. Snotty Nose Rez Kids had a trailer right beside, so I was doing sound for them, and I was like, "Yo, what up, Tribes? You remember me?" He was like, "Oh, cool, yeah." You know what I mean? I had my hair braided up too. I knew they were gonna be there, so you know what I mean. I did myself up. I made myself look like a Snotty Nose Rez Kid myself. Now I'm just. But and then I just, you know, I socialized with them. But it turns out that their DJ Cookum, I actually grew up with her little brother, her late little brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I grew up skateboarding with him, and he unfortunately he passed away like a few years ago. But that's when I realized that around that same time, right? I realized, oh, that's his sister. I didn't know that.
Damn.
So
small world.
Yeah, it was a super small world, and then I was able to, you know, I mean, just go in there, and I wanted to talk to her and just, you know, send my condolences.
Condolences, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And yeah, so it all worked out. That was like the connection that really made it all happen. Because then they were like, yo, next time we're out here, you know, I ended up hanging out with them and partying with them the whole weekend kind of thing.
That's dope.
And going out for breakfast and stuff like that. And then, next time they're in the city, they hit me up. We're like, yo, you want to open for us? I was like, cool.
Oh, that's dope.
And we hit the studio, and yeah, we did a track together too.
Is it out?
Not yet, nah. But I'm flying out to Vancouver coming soon.
Nice.
To go and just wrap up that project and things like that. Yeah.
That's dope, man.
They've been busy.
Yeah. And like how did, like, were they part of Wicked Woods Music Festival, and like, or was that something separate?
Oh, that was Dreezus.
Oh, okay.
Dreezus linked me up with that. So Dreezus actually, Wicked Woods, I used to be a DJ. People don't know that. I used to make like house music, electronic music.
EDM.
I used to DJ and do stuff like that. I would
DJ Toosick.
I would rap on the beat and things like that. It was just for fun, something I did, right?
That sounds sick.
But I always wanted to DJ. I used to DJ like university parties. I always wanted to do Wicked Woods when they first started becoming a thing. Dreezus got booked as a headliner for it back in March. Or the March or May, I can't remember now, but the spring one, early in the year. And he asked me to come out and dance for him. In exchange, he was like, I'll let you open the stage for me as an artist. So I was like, oh, that's super cool. Because they gave him like, I think an hour-long set or something like that, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So he was like, would you come out and dance pow-wow? I have this one song that kind of has a drum beat to it. He wanted to have a pow-wow dancer for it. So I was like, cool. So, they made that happen. So that was cool. And then after I did that, they booked me for the second one, and then yeah, we'll see what happens again.
Yeah. So the second one, how was the experience there, man? Playing at Wicker Woods.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was alright. Yeah, it was alright. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Yeah. Let's move on.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it was cool. I had an incident actually. I messed up my hand when I was there. I broke my hand while I was out there actually.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was
On stage?
actually. I never really spoke about it, but you know, like I'll speak about it right now.
If you want, you don't have to.
Yeah, whatever. I was speaking on some like indigenous awareness stuff in the middle of my set. The festival was running a little bit behind schedule. And this is exclusive content. I haven't talked to anybody about this yet.
Y'all heard that.
But the festival was running behind schedule. So the production team that was running the stage, it had nothing to do with the promoters at Wicked Woods. They're amazing people. They really made me feel good about everything after the fact.
Yeah.
But somebody that was on the stage who they contracted was looking at the time, even though I started half an hour late. And they were like, oh, this guy is supposed to be done according to our clock. I'd been on stage for 8 minutes. I just drove out like from Edmonton. So I was like 5 hours to drive there to be there for that, right? And yeah, I ended up like, I was speaking about this, like I had red handprints all over me. I did a project where I had women, indigenous women from the festival, paint red handprints all over me. And so I was speaking about murdered and missing indigenous men and women in my speech. And then in the middle of that, this guy walked up and he unplugged the DJ controller. No, and he tried to grab the mic from me and told me I was cut off. And so in the heat of the moment, I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Like that's not something you do. You know what I mean? Like I was actually invited out there as indigenous representation because this festival is on indigenous land. It's on a reserve, right?
Okay.
And yeah, so they brought me out there the landowners brought me out there. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
I was cheese, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was heated. You know what I mean? Like I hadn't had anything to eat yet. People were offering me drink. Just being in that place of substance and what I was going through, it's just one thing after another led to another. And
it was a buildup.
Couldn't control my anger. You know, that's my own fault. But at the end of the day, yeah, I ended up walking off stage. I threw the mic on the ground. I gave a speech. I said, land back. And I threw the mic on the ground. I walked backstage and I ended up punching a tree, which I thought was a tree or a fence.
Oh, fuck.
But it was a tree.
Yeah.
Like it was like braced on a tree or something like that. And I ended up breaking my hand or like popping my knuckles out.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And then I had to go to the hospital. They popped it back in place. It was.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, it was crazy. But when I got back to the festival, you know, everybody there was like, oh my God. Like they had no idea that was going on.
Yeah.
This guy, you know, that I don't even know who the guy was. He was just a sound guy, like a sound tech.
Some
you know
idiot sound tech.
Yeah, obviously wasn't listening to me what I was speaking about.
Yeah,
and
he didn't have respect. He's like you're cut off, but he wasn't even letting you finish what you were saying.
Like I was scheduled for a half an hour set. I'd only been on for 8 minutes. I performed literally 2 songs I had never performed before. I started speaking, and then anger got the best of me at the end of the day. But
sometimes that's how it goes, man.
Yeah, it took a L there, but whatever. I had a good time. I went back, popped my hand in, and walked around the festival for the weekend and enjoyed the rest of the weekend. Like it is what it is, right?
It is
These
what it is.
things happen, and
you bounce back.
That dude's lucky I didn't hit him.
Yeah. He's lucky he wasn't the tree.
Right?